All right, welcome to the warm-up. That's my man Jeff Power over there. I am Ward Forsoven on this side of the screen, and we are getting ready for the very final state championships of the year, which is baseball in Round Rock. And then we'll have the 25-26 season closed up, and we'll start previewing the next school year because it never ends, man. We got another one coming up. We got another one. But how about the fact, Jeff, that we sent you over to the University of Texas for softball, and we were like, Jeff, we got a lot of teams here. Let's just try to get a win or two. And Jeff said, that's not good enough for me. How about if I just come back with all the wins? Right, Jeff? Oh, you had a good time over there, didn't you?
You know what that means?
That means
five for five.
That means rings everywhere. Let's get into it as we go to the lineup. Jeff, again, you weren't ready for just a ring on your little baby pinky finger. You wanted them all. So you went down there and you got them all. Let's start off talking to 6A, where we swept 6A as well.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. We had Pearland, they won. We have Katy, they won. Barbers, they won. Lake Creek, they won. Liberty, they won. You could maybe throw Aledo in there. It's kind of the outskirts, but hey, whatever. I mean, that's almost 6 for 6. You heard, this is one of those things that we already kind of lived this during soccer. Yeah. I just want to refresh your memory on that. Remember that?
Yep.
I mean, we went into soccer thinking, hey, we got an all-Houston area final in 6A D1 and D2.
Exactly.
And so Houston did well. And then we had track and field, where in Class 6A, once again, the Houston area kids just really stepped up. So, it was just kind of a foreseen thing that we're going to get the softball and the same thing's going to happen. But little did we know it would actually happen. So,
go ahead.
Yeah, so, Pearland, I mean, first of all, they're playing the defending champs, Waco Midway. Enough said. 6A D1 title game. And Pearland raced out to a 6-0 lead against the defending champs, right?
Yeah.
And so they were opportunistic on offense. They were moving runners over on walks, errors. And then you had Madeline Guzman in the circle. She had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning. I mean, come on, man. She ended up winning the MVP honors, by the way. But, Midway made it interesting in the 7th. They actually brought the winning run to the plate, but that's when Guzman just kind of settled down. She got the final out. She improves to 29-1 on the year. She ended on a strikeout. And, the thing is, they win it 6-3 as your final. Oilers head coach Michelle Hayden now has been a part of 3 championships for the Oilers. She was an assistant for the 2 before the one that she won back in 2023. So she's been with Pearland for 3 decades. So she's like, she knows what's up. And for her to win another one, she was so happy for the seniors like Maddie Guzman, Peyton Sugart, Anderson Lopez. They had 3 hits and scored once, plus Peyton Powell and Elena Noose all had a pair of hits. They drove in a run, in fact. So it was a dream come true. The seniors really stepped up. And this is a team that has a junior, a sophomore, and a couple freshmen in that starting lineup. So they're going to be back again. But what a great environment. And for Pearland to win the way they did, it was really fantastic. And we'll hear from them in just a moment. In 6A D2, Katy beat Forney 7-2. And, we kind of came into this game thinking, here's Katy. They hadn't won a state title since 2019. They're going with a freshman pitcher in the circle, Haley Schmidt. She struck out 8, allowed 2 runs late, and their team did make 4 errors, I might add. The Katy bats pretty much came alive from the beginning. And this was a Forney team that had allowed 44 runs in 40 games coming in, so just barely over a run a game. The big blow, Abby Eldridge. She was 2 for 3, but hit a 2-run homer, and that just kind of gave that cushion Katy needed. They did get a 2 RBI from junior Evie Williamson, who's committed to Auburn, by the way. Alexis Wall also had a great game. So did Ellie Kate Smith. Ellie Kate Smith. She's headed to Oklahoma, hit the ball well all season. She hits the ball hard every time she hits it, by the way. And their head coach, Megan Vignetta, was excited. I mean, but 4 senior starters, really. I mean, if you think about it. And their catcher, Maddie Smith, she made a pickoff throw to first to end the game. Williamson with the tag on Evelyn Riggs to end it. And I just got to say this, man. If you've got the bases loaded, you do not get picked off at first. I'm sorry. That was inexcusable.
You got no place to go.
Woo! Where are you going to go, right?
Exactly.
So that was a hard way for Forney to lose it, but that's what happened. Katy wins, and they deserved it. They were the better team. And again, we'll hear from them in a moment also. But 5A, D1. Barbers Hill, dominant from the first pitch. Beat Aledo 11-0. 5A, D1. Yeah, 5A, D1 title game. You know, Macy Bryant tossed a perfect game, albeit, you know, five innings. Yeah. 9 strikeouts. She improved to 32-1. Again, she's headed to LSU. Barbers Hill's Maddie Ray. She had a walk-off grand slam to make it 11-0 and to end the game. It was so cool to watch them all piling onto each other, you know, because you realize as the pile tumbled over, oh, the game is actually over. I forgot, you know.
There you go.
And you know, other players that stepped up for him, Sabi Barrientos, Maddie Ray, Taylor Lozano, Jocelyn Cooper, Ashlyn Cooper, Izzy Lawrence. They all had great games at the plate. They were all great. Head coach Aaron Fuller has got himself a team. I mean, guess what? 1 senior. I mean, you don't think they'll be back?
Yeah,
come on, man.
They'll be there for sure.
This ain't the NIL, man. They're not going somewhere else. So they're loaded. And how about Lake Creek over in 5A D2? You know, they beat Brewer 6-5. And, you know, they kind of squeaked it out. It was kind of a strange game. Out of all these games, I would have probably told you Lake Creek had the best chance for a blowout. But hats off to Brewer. I mean, Brewer led this game for most of the way. You know, it was kind of a crazy scenario. But Lions head coach Candace Carter, you know, she's built a dynasty, man. 4 state titles in 5 years. They're up there in Montgomery, of course. The Lions finished the season 40-1. The only loss came to Barbers Hill, who's, you know, ranked number 1 in 5A D1.
Team, right.
Yeah, and listen to this, Ward. How about this stat? Since the beginning of varsity play in 2019, the Lions are 268-23. But again, it didn't start well. Cameron Pride, in fact, had a 3-run homer to start the game for Brewer. Lake Creek was kind of constantly playing from behind. They scored 2 in the second on a triple by Gracie Brewer. Laney Galloway scored. Madeline Davis was named the game's MVP after going 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. Wiggins also had an RBI. But they were kind of playing from behind and catch up, and you didn't really feel like that game was ever safe until it ended. But Lake Creek ends up winning it, again, 6-5. Hats off to them. And we'll get to their baseball team in just a moment. That's rare, man, to win it in softball and win it in baseball. Yeah. And finally, hats off to Liberty, another run rule situation. Liberty beat Brock. Brock, as I found out, had 6 freshmen starting. Yeah. Taylor Bailey was definitely the star, the MVP, the pitcher. She's a Florida State commit for Liberty. She's amazing. I mean, in the circle, she had a couple of hits. She struck out 7, 5 runs, drove in 5 runs on 3 hits. So Karen Slack has got herself a good-looking team also. 12 non-seniors, as she told me, so scatter that between freshmen and juniors, And I just think when it comes right down to it, between Kylie Bishop, Kinley Brashear, the Panthers are set, man. They had 17 hits in this game, and this is pretty regular for them. They've been a team that have been able to, 4 state titles since 2018. Yep. So they're going to be the favorite again going into next year. So just all around, great softball for the greater Houston area. And that's going to lead us into our Media Day segment because we've got so many players and coaches to get to. We thought we'd cut to the chase and hear from them.
Houston area Chevy dealers. Visit your nearest Chevy dealer and test drive our award-winning vehicles.
Let's start off the Houston area's perfect 5-0 weekend with Liberty in 4A Division II. The Panthers timely hitting early against Brock, Kinley Brashear, and Abby Key doing the heavy lifting in the 3rd. Then in the 5th, Bailey Taylor knocking in a pair of runs with this bases-loaded double. Liberty builds a 9-0 lead. And Taylor, masterful in the circle as well. She allows just 2 hits as the Panthers claimed their 4th state title.
It's so unreal. Like, these girls have had my back for forever, and this whole playoff run has been so much fun. And there's nothing more than me wanting to do it for my seniors, and they got it done. So I'm so proud of them.
We kind of live, breathe, and die with softball in our school and our community, and you saw that out here. I'm telling you, it's like that every day. They support us, they love us, and we love giving back, especially when we win.
Barbers Hill looking to win the 5A Division I title after losing last year's championship game. And the Eagles picking the best time to play one of their best games. Macy Bryant, unhittable, striking out 9 Aledo batters while going the distance. And Maddie Ray has one of those games you dream of, starting off with an RBI double in the first, later adds an RBI single, then capping her day with this, a walk-off grand slam. Add that to Macy Bryant's perfect game, and it's the perfect ending to a state title season.
I mean, we've had this date circled on a calendar since last year, losing to Melissa in heartbreaking fashion last year. But no, the girls have had one goal in mind all year, and we set out to make it back to the state championship game, and we felt like we had unfinished business this year.
It's awesome, and I'm just so glad that my team had my back, and they did everything they could have my back, and they put up runs for me to take that stress off of me. Us coming up short last year, just us knowing what we wanted and us working every day, and just everyone coming to the field knowing what they want, not only playing for themselves, but playing for the other team and just having each other's backs.
Then it's another national power, Lake Creek, looking for a little magic in 5A Division II. Lions, Brewer, tied up in the third. Sarah Wiggins, a blast to center. An incredible effort out there, but the ball pops out. Lake Creek now goes up by 2. We are tied again late. Madeline Davis showing off the wheels, just getting under the tag at the plate. It is the eventual game winner as the Lake Creek Lions win their 4th title in 5 years.
Sarah's been dominant all year. She has thrown a tremendous amount of innings. That was her 33rd win of the year, her 84th of her career. So she was as dominant as she could be, and the offense had her back. She herself had her back offensively, and that's what we've been doing throughout these rounds of playoffs, is just continuing to make sure all facets of the game are trying to stay consistent and be great. But in my opinion, Wiggs as dominant as it gets.
Championship Saturday starts off with Pearland looking to knock off the defending champion Waco Midway. Madeline Guzman, stellar in the circle as she's been all season. As for the Oiler Bats, coming up big at crucial times, Elena Noose, a laser off the second baseman's glove. It brings in Anison Lopez. Then Maya Meza ripping one to center. That scores Abigail Brooks. While Midway rallies, Guzman gets the punch out to end the game, and Pearland has its 4th ever state title.
Good teams are going to adjust throughout the innings. I mean, they've seen me 3 times, but I don't know, you just got to dig deep. I wanted to help my teammates. I want to bring it home to my hometown.
And this means a lot to us. Won it our freshman year, came back and won it our senior year, and we're ecstatic. We are so excited.
You know, we've been here several times with this group of kids. I just wanted them to experience it because we've just had a tremendous building year, and the seniors have been such great leaders, and I'm just so happy for them.
Later, it's Katy closing out the tournament in search of its first title since 2019. Tigers looking good early against Forney. Evie Williamson going oppo off the wall, bringing in E.K. Smith and Cassidy Minnick. The freshman Haley Schmidt, not acting like a freshman, nasty all day from the circle. Tigers giving her a 4-1 lead in the 6th, and now there's more. Abby Eldridge putting the game out of reach with this 2-run bomb. And it's Katy making it a perfect 5-for-5 championship sweep for the Houston area teams.
Well, I was just looking for a pitch to hit and get the runner on third to score, and I saw it right there down the middle, and I knew that I could take it over the fence, and I just hit it. I feel like when we get in tight games or whenever it's like we have a lot on the line, it's really more fun for me. But yeah, the 7-run boost definitely helped a lot.
I mean, it starts from the beginning. All of these girls, we work so hard together and we rely on each other so much. So, I mean, this is just kind of the icing on top of what this group of girls is. We're just great people.
We have the best fans ever. Our Katy train rolls so freaking far, and they're the best ever. So we love to be able to take moments to celebrate with them.
The Houston area Chevy dealers. Visit your nearest Chevy dealer and test drive our award-winning vehicles. Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today.
All right, Jeff, me and you have been doing this a long time, and there's no worse feeling to walk into a losing locker room and try to get some interviews done. You didn't have to feel that at all, did you? It was exciting. All you had was exciting girls, and they looked exciting there in that media day segment.
Can I say this? The only sad part was going over to interview the DFW coaches.
Yeah,
that was the sad part.
There it is. You gotta. That's when you jump in with other people asking questions, and you don't have to do anything.
Let me just listen in on this. Yeah,
exactly.
That's to be seen on another show up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Exactly. Tune in up there for the other side of the story.
Right.
All right. Well, we got some baseball teams playing as well this weekend, starting tomorrow night in the 5A battles. But we only have 3. But we climaxed the whole baseball tournament with the final game, which is Houston on Houston, just like it was last year in 6A Division II, except one different team. Tomball is back for the 3rd time in 3 years, and they are playing Houston Memorial. What do you think about that one as we go into the agenda, brought to you by Allegro?
Chevrolet's Inside High School Sports is brought to you by Allegro Marinade. Whether you're the family chef, a backyard barbecuer, or a jerky-making genius, maximize flavor and tenderness with Allegro Marinades.
Yeah, tell me what you think about that game, because Memorial's got the pitching and Tomball's they've only lost the one game. But I got to be honest with you, and you've seen this in the NCAA tournament with basketball. You hate going into the tournament with no losses because then you have that hanging on your head. So maybe it's good that they got that one loss out the way against Marcus, because now let's concentrate. We don't have to worry about a perfect season. We just got to get them rings.
Yeah, that's true. And if you think about it, Tomball's making their 3rd consecutive state championship game appearance. After winning the title in 2024, they fell to Kingwood last year, as you might remember. They're seeking their 3rd overall state title in baseball. The Cougars won the state semifinal series against Flower Mound Marcus, who you know a thing or two about. And Tomball is led by senior pitcher C.J. Sampson, a Texas A&M signee who's 12-1 on the mound, and junior Blake Edling, 12-0. So as for offense, another Texas A&M signee, catcher Hopkins, who plays catcher, of course, and shortstop. He's batting .322. And they got a sophomore named Nolan Rush, who is the grandson of head coach Doug Rush, batting .404. So, that's a team that's been there, done that. Tomball will be the favorite in this game because there's a whole other storyline with Memorial. They're making their first state title game appearance after defeating Dripping Springs 2-1 in Game 3 of that semifinal series. Memorial head football coach Brooks Hack is the interim baseball coach. That's the storyline. Now, Brooks, he is the son of legendary Katy softball coach Caleb Hack. So if that name sounds familiar, there you go. Memorial is one of the premier pitchers in the state with Grant Sperandillo. He's committed to Texas and has an 11-1 record with a .417 batting average. So there's a trend here. It's not just softball pitchers who can hit. It's baseball players who can hit. And that is a little bit more unheard of. Let me just tell you, for whatever it's worth. I played baseball, I know. So, and bottom line is, you're talking about a Memorial team that feels like they can beat you 2-1. And I think that's so important because, the pitchers like Matthew Manis, he's got a 7-1 record. By the way, a .400 batting average. Senior Isaac Richardson, first team All-Greater Houston. He's a linebacker headed to the University of Houston. He hit a grand slam in the final game against Dripping Springs to win it. I mean, they're winning it all kind of ways. You know what I mean? But they'll beat you 2-1, but they'll beat you 7-6. You know what I mean? So they've got what it takes. You know what I mean? And it's a very interesting matchup. I think it's kind of old school Memorial versus kind of the new dynasty in Tomball. I think it'll be a lot of fun watching this one. It's a 4:00 first pitch Saturday afternoon. We'll have highlights Saturday night at 11 on our show Inside High School Sports. But tell you what, it's going to be tight getting those highlights on. Am I right?
It will be pretty tight, but we're going to work together as a team. The two of us together will be down there teaming up.
I might be bringing that show on a flight, a Hobby Airport.
Hobby Airport. Well, who wants these highlights? Take them.
Take them. Take them to 10-11.
We'll have highlights of another game too. The 5A Division I battle between Lake Creek and Aledo. Aledo looking to go back to back. And you had mentioned earlier to me off camera, they got Lucas Naraki there, their pitcher, but another pitcher that can bat, because they closed out their game with him hitting a grand slam when they were down 7-3 or 7-4, and he walked them off with the grand slam. So that guy can pitch and hit, and they're going up against the Lake Creek team that's, if you look at just their record, you'd think, I don't know what they're doing here. But it doesn't matter at this point. They won the 10 games they needed to get to the spot, and now they're ready to go for a title.
Well, I got some interesting stats, too, on this one, but they're almost like the opposite. So Lake Creek is making their first state championship game appearance. Their head coach, Jeremy Scram, he's 3-19 in playoff games since 2019. I mean, they're a relatively new school, right?
Right.
But his Lions team has overcome a slow start, led by seniors like Harper Heathcott and Gavin Neighbors. Sophomore Trip Riley had a great pitching performance in Game 3, in fact, in the semifinals against Leander Rouse, a perennial power out of the Austin area. He allowed only 1 hit, 1 earned run over 5 innings during the 2-1 victory. He kind of reminds me of like a Spencer Aaron Getty. You know what I mean? Like the pitcher for the Astros, you don't know much about. He comes in and just does his job. You know what I mean? And that's what you're looking for. The coach's son, another one of those situations, Junior Jackson Schramm, he leads the Lions in batting with a .374 average. And senior Jackson Marshall's hitting .361. They've got quite a few guys over 300. Aiden Rosano, Reed Newkirk, and junior Tanner Schultz. And this is kind of a senior-laden team for the most part. And but they can join their softball team as the only ones to win. I think only 9 high schools have ever won both the UIL softball and baseball titles in the same year. But you know who just did it last year? Kingwood. Kingwood won it in baseball and softball. That's right. So Aledo baseball, I tell you what, they're seeking their 3rd state championship. They won it all in 2014, and they won it all last year, 2025. You know, and they've won 12 in a row. They are 10-0 in the playoffs. So they're not having to play too many games in the postseason, whereas Lake Creek has played a lot. So the defending champs are led by senior pitcher Lucas Nuraki, as we mentioned, from LSU, 11-0 record, .530 batting average. I think this game is going to be kind of like this veteran experienced team in Aledo against this team like Lake Creek, who's like, hey, you know what? Let's go for it.
Let's go. Throw it all out there. They're playing with
house second. You know, let's bunt. How about a sacrifice bunt? You know, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes those kind of teams will win. You know what I mean? Like playing with almost like house money, as we say. Yeah. So an interesting matchup there. I mean, clearly Aledo's the favorite. But I think Lake Creek, I mean, I've been saying this for 6 weeks. When are they going to lose? Well, they haven't. So, okay.
They haven't yet.
Why are we going to vote against them now?
Exactly. It's going to be tough, man. It's cool. So we're guaranteed 1 title. Hope to get 2.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun over there at Round Rock. You don't have to get there Thursday. You don't have to worry about that. Just get there Friday, and we'll cheer on the Houston teams because they're going to need some back in there. See if they can even come close to doing what the softball teams did. Seems pretty impossible, but you never know.
Hey, by the way, quick shout out. Landon Williams Callis.
How about that? Making it on the cover.
Cover of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, man. The legend.
You knew he would, man. That dude's – I feel like he's been here forever, but he's ready to go. Yeah. He's ready to go. We're going to be talking about those districts and a lot more over the next couple of warm-ups when me and Jeff will be breaking the districts down in the summertime and get you guys ready for the football season coming up. But that's it for this week's warm-up. And speaking about football, we're going to go ahead and leave you in the rankings with the top tight ends in Houston, the class of 2027. I appreciate you guys joining us. We're going to talk football next week. We'll see you next week. All right, Jeff?
Later.
Thank you.